Good morning, family members and friends of St. Augustine, and welcome to our Children's Moment. Today's a really special day. What day is it? That's right, it's Sunday, and who are we celebrating today? Jesus, that's right. Who else? Yeah, I heard someone say it, Father's Day. We're celebrating fathers and all of those men who have been father figures in our lives. Maybe it may be an uncle, or maybe it's a grandfather, or maybe it's a neighbor or a friend. All of the men who've loved us, who've been really special in our lives, who've cared for us, and who've shown us God's mercy and kindness. You know, when I was small and when I went to Sunday school, we used to sing a song that maybe you've heard or maybe you've sung before. It was called Father Abraham. How many of you know that song? Yes, some of you do and some of you may not. Okay, well, I'm going to sing the first verse of that song, which I loved so much when I went to Sunday school. It went sort of like this. Father Abraham had many sons, had Father Abraham, and I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. Yeah, Father Abraham. Well, you may say, well, your dad's name isn't Abraham, but you know, there was a biblical character, biblical figure, thousands and thousands of years ago named Abraham. And God said that he would be the father of many, many nations. And in fact, we heard a little bit about him last week when we heard the story of Abraham and Sarah. Remember that story? Yeah. Well, before Abraham and Sarah had their son Isaac, there was another son that was born to Abraham, and his name was Ishmael. In fact, I want to read you the promise that God gave Abraham. God made a promise to Abraham and said, "You will have so many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that no one will be able to count them. And all the land that you see right now will be yours." Well, Abraham's first son was named Ishmael. And, you know, it's really very interesting to find out that Ishmael and his younger son Isaac share things in common. And in fact, the three great religions of the world have really sprung from those two sons. And Abraham is the father of all three of the great religions. I want to show you some signs and symbols. Have you ever seen this symbol before? Yeah, that's called the Star of David. And that's a symbol for our Jewish brothers and sisters. And the Jews are descendants of Abraham's younger son, Isaac. Have you ever seen this symbol before? Yeah, that's a cross. And the cross is the sign and symbol for Christians. And Jesus was a descendant of Abraham and Isaac. Jesus was a Jew. Have you ever seen this symbol before? Yeah, that is the sign and symbol for Islam. And our Muslim brothers and sisters use that sign. And Ishmael was the descendant of Abraham, and the Muslims come from Ishmael. He is their father. I want to show you something else. I have three books here. This book is called the Quran. And that's the holy book that our Muslim friends use. This book is a Hebrew book. It's called Biblica Hebraica. Yeah, it's the Old Testament written in Hebrew, and that's what our Jewish brothers and sisters read. And this is the Bible. And this is what we read. Now, these two books, the Quran and the Biblica Hebraica are written in foreign languages, different languages. The Quran is written in Arabic. The Biblica Hebraica is written in Hebrew. And in fact, whenever you read this Biblica Hebraica, you read from right to left. Yeah, that's totally different. And you do the same thing whenever you read something from the Quran. You read from right to left. Yeah. But in our Bible, whenever it's written in English, you read from left to right. I'm going to tell you something else. All three books tell the story of Abraham and Ishmael. The Bible and the Quran tell the story of Jesus. And all three books claim Abraham as our father in faith. We read the stories differently, but we all agree and celebrate that we have one father, Abraham, and that God is the God over all people, the God who loves everyone, the God who promised to Abraham thousands of years ago that he would be the father of many nations and many people. So, remember, Father Abraham had many sons, had Father Abraham, and I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. I want you to have a wonderful day. Wish the father figure in your life a happy Father's Day. And remember that we are all sons and daughters of Abraham and children of a loving God. Enjoy your day, friends. God bless.